Jealousy never walks through the front door. It does not announce itself. It does not say, I am envious of you, or your success makes me feel small. That would require a level of self-awareness and honesty that most people simply do not possess. Instead, jealousy disguises itself. It wears the costume of concern, curiosity, and casual conversation, and its favorite hiding place is a question. Friedrich Nietzsche called this phenomenon ressentiment. It is the slow-burning psychological poison that forms inside people who feel powerless in the face of someone else's strength, success, or happiness. Rather than confronting their own limitations, they redirect that inner tension outward quietly, subtly, through words that sound harmless on the surface but carry a hidden blade underneath. By the time we reach the third question on this list, you will recognize someone in your life immediately. Here are the 5 questions jealous people always ask and the psychology hidden behind each one. Question 1. You were lucky, weren't you? It sounds like a compliment wrapped in humility, almost generous even. But listen more carefully. When someone reduces your achievement to luck, they are not acknowledging your success. They are dismantling it. They are quietly removing your effort, your discipline, your sacrifices, and your decisions from the equation entirely. What remains is a random event that could have happened to anyone. And that is precisely the point. Psychologically, this protects their ego in a way that nothing else can. If your success was luck, then their lack of success is also luck, just bad luck. It means they are not behind because they worked less, risked less, or committed less. It means the universe simply hasn't favored them yet. Nietzsche understood this deeply. He recognized that weak minds cannot tolerate the idea that someone else's strength is the direct result of their own will and effort. That truth is too painful. So the mind rewrites the story. It turns your mountain into a lottery ticket. Do not argue with them. Do not list your sacrifices to prove a point. Simply smile and know what they are really saying, that your success is real enough to threaten them. Question 2. Are you sure it's going to last? This question wears the mask of wisdom. It presents itself as cautious, experienced advice from someone who cares about your well-being. But look beneath the surface. A person who is genuinely happy for you celebrates first and worries later, if at all. A jealous person skips the celebration entirely and goes straight to imagining your downfall. Why? Because your stable, lasting success is not just good news for you. It is a direct confrontation for them. Every day that your happiness continues is another day that highlights their own stagnation. They are not warning you about the future. They are hoping for it. This is what Nietzsche called the psychology of ressentiment. In its most subtle form, the inability to celebrate another person's light, because it reveals how dim your own has become. When someone asks you this question, notice what they are not doing. They are not asking how they can support you. They are not asking what your plan is so they can help. They are planting a seed of doubt in fertile soil and then stepping back to watch it grow. Your answer is not words. Your answer is time. Keep building, keep winning. Let the question answer itself. Question 3. How much do you earn exactly? Money is never just money. In the psychology of social comparison, money is a measuring stick, a number that tells people exactly where they stand in relation to you. Notice that this question is almost never asked by people who are genuinely thriving. Secure, successful individuals rarely need to know your exact income. They already feel stable enough in their own position that your number does not threaten or define them. The jealous person needs the number, not because they want to celebrate you, but because they need to calculate the gap. They need to know if they are above you or below you. If the number is lower than theirs, they feel temporary relief. If the number is higher, the resentment deepens. Nietzsche was deeply critical of this kind of comparison-driven existence. He believed that a person who constantly measures their worth against others has already abandoned the pursuit of their own greatness. They are no longer living their own life. They are living in reaction to yours. You are never obligated to answer this question. Your finances are not a public scoreboard. And the moment someone needs to know your exact number to feel comfortable around you, that tells you everything about their relationship with their own self-worth. Question 4. Aren't you afraid of failing? On the surface, this question sounds protective, concerned even, but it is not a warning, it is a mirror. When a jealous person asks if you are afraid of failing, they are not actually thinking about your failure. They are thinking about their own fear, the fear that has kept them exactly where they are, year after year, while you moved forward. This is called projection. The mind takes its own uncomfortable truth and places them exactly where they are, year after year, while you moved forward. This is called projection. The mind takes its own uncomfortable truth and places it onto someone else because they cannot imagine taking the risk you are taking, because the thought of stepping outside their comfort zone fills them with genuine terror. They assume you must feel the same way. Or worse, they hope you do. Your courage is not just inspiring to some people. To others, it is deeply unsettling. It destroys the story they have told themselves that nobody can really do it, that the risk is too great, that staying safe is the only reasonable choice. Nietzsche believed that the will to create, to risk, to push beyond what is comfortable, is the defining mark of a fully alive human being. The people who never risk anything do not just lack courage, they resent those who have it. Do not explain your confidence to them. Do not reassure them. Simply keep moving. Your results will speak in a language their fear cannot argue with. Question 5. Why you? This is the question that is rarely spoken aloud. It lives mostly in silence, in a glance, in a pause, in a congratulation that arrives a little too late and sounds a little too hollow. Why you and not me? Why did you get the opportunity, the recognition, the relationship, the success? What do you have that I do not? What the jealous person sees is your visible victory. The title, the number, the result, the moment of recognition. What they refuse to see or cannot bring themselves to see is everything that came before it. The years of unseen effort, the failures that were never posted, the mornings where you showed up when no one was watching and nothing was guaranteed. Nietzsche called this the fundamental error of the resentful mind. It judges the fruit while ignoring the root. It wants the harvest without acknowledging the seasons of planting, watering, and waiting in uncertainty. The answer to why you is simple, even if it is never said out loud, because you did the work when it was invisible, because you stayed when it was difficult, because you chose growth over comfort, repeatedly, quietly, without an audience. That is why. How to respond to jealous people. Now that you can recognize the questions, the more important skill is knowing how to respond, not with anger, not with justification, but with something far more powerful. First, do not over-explain yourself. You do not owe anyone a detailed account of how you achieved what you achieved. The moment you begin defending your success to someone who questions it, you have already given them more power than they deserve. Second, do not shrink. Do not minimize your achievements to make insecure people feel comfortable in your presence. Dimming your light does not make theirs brighter. It only teaches them that your confidence has a price. Third, stay calm. Jealousy wants a reaction. It wants to see that it landed. The most disarming response you can give is complete, unshakable peace. Not coldness, not arrogance, simply stillness. Fourth, set boundaries without explanation. If someone's questions consistently carry that subtle edge of doubt or resentment, you are allowed to create distance. You do not need to explain why. Strong people protect their energy quietly. And fifth, keep moving forward. Nietzsche's most powerful insight on this subject was simple and absolute. The best answer to jealousy is not confrontation. It is not explanation. It is not revenge. It is the life you continue to build in spite of it. Controlled indifference is not coldness. It is clarity. It is the understanding that not everyone who asks you a question deserves an answer, and that the most dignified response to someone who doubts your success is simply more success. The questions will keep coming. Let them. You already know what they mean.